Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Mid-Annual Awards, known as the Culties.
It's the half-year Culties.
The half-year Culties are among us. They were a few weeks ago, but COVID hit us harder than the heat we're currently undergoing.
Very dictator-like of you, Matthew.
That's not what we're being compared to, but thank you very much. You're listening to Dulcet Tones of Matthew, joining us along with the returning conquering hero himself, Mr. Jack.
Hello.
And Ross, who never went away.
I did just a little while ago, before everyone else went away. I was doing it before people were doing it.
Thought it was cool, because you're a trendsetter.
Yeah, thanks Tesco.
I went away. I came back and it was hotter here than on holiday. So that was a surprise.
Yeah, the only thing that is hotter than the UK right now was Ross's idea of having this lovely mid-year thing.
People enjoy the Culties.
I hope they do.
I'm glad we're going to do this and analyse the cream of the half year so far.
The cream of the half year. And it's an interesting one to look back on when we do the proper Culties at the end of the year to see who has fallen, who has risen up in terms of cream in the next 6 months or so. Huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
Anything
Beautiful way of saying cream. That got
So
Jack
much
going.
cream.
Yummy. But you're right. There's so much that happens in wrestling that often we go, all right, we're doing the December ones and go January. I'll disregard that, right? Schmanuary. And if this is your first time, beg your pardon, watching a Culties, what will happen is Jack will pick his nomination for one of the categories. Ross will do the same, and then vice versa. And then King Solomon here will have to pick a winner.
Now, don't worry if this goes out before the podcast. It's not replacing. There'll still be a weekly podcast this week as well. But apparently this idea came about because I missed last week's podcast, but you were talking about who's the wrestler of the half year so far. So I'm not allowed to nominate someone that you two
Dax
mentioned.
Harwood, I nominated, and you nominated Bianca Belair.
That's
I'm
right.
not going to mention those two.
Yeah. Ooh, playing on hard mode.
And little Andy, who was sat in your
Andrew,
seat,
yeah.
he nominated Takeshita, didn't he?
Takeshita?
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Wow. How long's he been in AEW now? Unless Andrew's been following his run in Japan, I don't know.
I doubt that.
I remember he was a constant. He was a regular on Wrestlers of the Week when I used to do that. But I always got his name wrong, and I only realised once he turned up. Once Excalibur started calling him Takeshita, I was like, I've been saying.
Did you say
Tackett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
But I'd say like E rather than I. It was an elongated one to try and avoid the swearing. Anyway.
There'll be no swearing here.
No
reason to, because it's nothing but positivity.
Oh,
These are
absolutely.
good awards. That's right. So put your negativity in the basement where it belongs. Going upstairs for the first category.
Ready for the lean?
The lean.
To get the graphics in shot.
Hello, Matthew. It's your gimmick pal. I sounded very cum Tuesday there.
Yes, you did come. Underrated of the half year.
Oh, it's there.
Oh, that lean.
Done it.
Most
You know
underrated.
when you lean in front of the screen more than you are when you stand still? That
That's
lean.
right. Thank you. I love that you remember the gimmicks. The best gimmicks. So,
Well, we're starting off with one of the weirdest categories because we never know. We're always like, is it underutilized or is it that they're not as bad as everyone thinks? It's a weird one.
Well, it's not, because there's a big difference between underrated
lean.
and underutilized.
Okay, fair enough.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should we have that as a nominee?
Nah.
Next December, obviously. I've 6
Can't
months
have
worth
too
there.
many belts on the line, can we?
No.
Which is
AEW.
WWE. Oh, there we go.
Covered all bases there.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
You.
Oh, you.
Me. Well, mine is, and I'm waiting for Matthew to immediately not enjoy. This isn't one that's catering to the audience, basically. You're not going to enjoy this. I've gone for Tony Nese. What's wrong? And I guess once we've both put ours forward, we can then talk about other possible ones as well.
Yeah, we'll do this any way we like. We make it
Well,
up.
I don't
why
want to. I
is
don't
he
want to
your
say
pick?
any. I don't want to say any honourable mentions because I don't want to step in case you've nominated one of them. But I'll leave that for afterwards. But why is Tony Nese? I think that people get kind of bored by Tony. But I think in his current role as the level 1 boss of Rampage or Dark, I think he does a really good job. I've written down a few opponents that he's had matches with this year. A variety of opponents, serious, brackets, comedy, and then I've just ended the sentence there. He's had great matches putting over the likes of Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Yuta, and Swerve Strickland as well. And I think he fulfills his role well and always helps make the other guy look good. And in wrestling, that's a very important tool. So even though he's gone from 205 and it feels like a sideways move, I still think that he's the most underrated for me.
Yeah. A good working hand, as they say.
And he's got smart Mark Sterling with him now.
Yeah.
The world's his oyster.
Which he needs.
That's a good pick, actually. Yeah.
Which he needs because he's incredibly boring.
No. Ross hated him.
Yeah, we're staking my cases here, so I'm going to
That's right.
lambast
No,
his.
good.
He can lambast
Ross
my
has
pick.
hated Tony for years because he counts his abs.
Aye. Not for me, that. It's like he's mocking me every time he appears on television. You can't have a champion be called Tony. That's as far as Tony. Anyway, are you finished?
I am finished.
My honourable mention I'm going to mention first, but I realised it's a tactical one because it'll go underappreciated by the masses.
Okay.
So my honourable mention is Giovanni Vinci. But because nobody out there watches NXT 2.0, and we know this by the comment section on the podcast, that'll be a wasted vote on my part. So I'm going to go for Angelo Dawkins.
Oh.
Because as I said, there's a big difference between the underrated and the underutilized. And while Dawkins is utilized, I still think he's underrated. Although the tide is now quickly turning after he shot on the fans on a podcast.
Oh, how recent was that?
It was maybe when you're on holiday, yeah.
Oh, right, did he?
So he's been sitting there. He ain't no scrub or something like that. He was saying.
Oh, right, because everyone's like, when's Ford going to become a star, right?
I mean, we've all been guilty of that down the years, haven't we? Saying that he's just the guy who's going to be the Jannetty of the piece, and obviously Montez Ford will be the Shawn Michaels of the piece. But more recently, both with microphone in hand and when he's taking the hot tag and doing all these maneuvers, which you can see he's getting better and better and better, I still think there's a large portion of the watching wrestling universe who underrate Angelo Dawkins massively. So I'm going to go for him.
Whoa.
Interesting. So that's a very interesting pick. It's weird, isn't it? Because, again, not like anyone's saying he's been bad. It's just because Ford
It's so good.
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And that sucks if you're like, well, all right, sorry, I'm not a 10. But, okay, I get what you're saying. In terms of underrated, though, they have been very heavily featured.
That's what I
on
mean.
Raw, so it's
big difference between underutilized and underrated.
I get you. I would disagree with Vinci because wasn't he just a tag champion?
But he was the Michaels of that team.
This isn't this
Stop
is
doing
from
Jake Michaels.
this isn't from the perspective of the booker of the piece. This is from the perspective of the masses, the watching
I get
masses.
There was a while
Okay, yeah.
before he became Vinci where Eichner was having amazing performances in a few tag matches. So I see where Ross is coming. My honourable mention was Tiffany Stratton
Big Tiffy Strats.
for underrated. But I think this might be the last year we'll be able to call her underrated, really, because I think people are going to realise she's very good.
Yeah. Big Tiff Mystic, aye.
Yeah.
Big what?
Big Tiff
What came next?
Mystic.
Oh,
Mystic.
It's from
I
the...
really thought. I thought something
Oh,
else.
you said
You
something
know
else as
what?
well.
I think we'll cut that bit out.
Big Tiff with the big. I was like, what?
You know what? Epic Battles of Rap History kicked in. my
Okay,
head. Big Dick Mystic.
I don't know that one.
Mystic. Yeah, please cut that out.
No, that's staying in. Yeah.
Oh, no, it sounds like I'm saying... Oh, whatever.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas, everyone.
Matthew, who wins?
Those
wins
are
the
some...
award?
Oh, and it really is the difference between underutilized or good at what they're doing right now or better in their position than others give them credit for. I think we should start off strong.
Okay.
Yeah, Angelo Dawkins.
Okay.
Good podcasting out with a dead air.
Oh, sorry. I was like, dramatic tension. But yeah, again.
Angelo
Works
Dawkins.
a Better Call Saul. Yeah.
Is he gonna be a thing now?
Look at how happy he is with his award. Now, because Richard did a singular animation for the Culties in December. It was horrifying. We should flash it up for people on YouTube now. Horrifying depiction of Sheamus.
Yes.
And I said to him, is it too much of a ball ache to do it for everyone today? And he said yes. So I expect them to be more horrifying than the last.
Yeah, see, here are all the winners in the music video for Black Hole Sun. Yeah.
Who would you go for?
Let me swear. Caprice Coleman, a.k.a. the little Ring of Honor commentator who shows up when Ring of Honor is relevant on
enough.
TV. Chance and Carter, because I forgot they existed and they
Oh, the
showed
Cowie
up back
Girls.
on-
The Cowie
yes,
Girls.
the Cowie Girls. And Bobby Fischer's entrance theme.
I'll give you a reason.
Oh, you know it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'll give you a reason. I'll give you a reason. What a tune.
Thank you.
Dance away.
The next award, the most improved of the half year.
Most improved.
Lean.
Yes. Do we get a bit of the transition in there as well? Because it was lovely. It faded away and
like
was
that.
replaced.
It's better to fade away than be replaced.
Yes.
Good dance away.
All right, then, Ross, you may go first.
Oh,
Most improved for me this year, or half year, sorry, for the first 6 months of the year. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Wheeler Yuta. Because, quite frankly, I could not have given less of a toss about him earlier in the year because he was just a good wrestler. And here in 2022, steady now, who isn't a good wrestler? Lash Legend. But then on March the 30th on Dynamite,
random shot as well.
But then on March the 30th on Dynamite, he had a match against a certain Bryan Danielson. I'll continue. And then March the 8th, so just a little bit after March the 30th, April the 8th, just a bit after March the 30th, he had a match against Jon Moxley on Rampage. Then subsequently, he joined the BCC. And I don't know, but the aura of the fella has completely changed. And I'm captivated when he's in that wrestling ring now. Captivated when I wasn't before March the 30th.
I agree completely with what you said. Jack, near pressure.
Well, just one more thing on Wheeler Yuta as well. The turning point for Wheeler really came when Trent Barretta out of nowhere went, I never liked you.
Right?
You know I never liked you.
It's like, won't he leave the best friend? Oh, okay, they've made that decision for him.
It's never been referenced before, but I hate you. My pick is, mine is Angelo Dawkins. So he's one most underrated, but I actually thought he'd improved rather than been underrated. Yeah. So much the similar arguments that Ross made. I
get you, of course.
Yeah. But especially after that amazing tag match at Money in the Bank, which really stole the show.
Absolutely.
And on a show with multiple ladder matches, for a normal match to be the best match on the card, in my opinion, I think it was the best match.
I agree with that.
Was it better than the
100%.
men's Money in the Bank? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Money in the Bank's a dead gimmick. And they had a
But that was a
magnificent
great tag match. But my honourable mention would have been Josh Alexander. Not in terms of his ability, but in terms of becoming, carrying Impact, being the champion of Impact, basically, having these pay-per-view matches with Eric Young and Moose and stuff. So, but I went for Dawkins, though, Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah, and he got shouted out one time on AEW. It was never
Josh
followed upon.
Alexander. We just wanted to get Josh Alexander. Ethan Payne.
I'm not going to do a dramatic pause, not just because it's interesting not uninteresting for podcast listeners, but because it's not a contest for me. Wheeler Yuta, one upgrade. You're right, completely. Two of my favourite matches of the year so far. The Moxie one especially.
Yeah.
Va-va-voom, as they used to say back in the day. So, well done. And we now cut live to a picture of him.
Congratulations,
Wheeler. Just fill the screen.
I thought so.
It's a post.
We've not seen, Richard hasn't made these yet, so...
Richard has free reign, so any complaints...
I'm trying to imagine.
direct to Richard Tubman.
Yeah.
Japan.
Who's about to flee the country.
I had as most improved Steve Macklin in Impact Wrestling.
Steve, the lethal weapon.
That's right.
Steve Macklin.
I couldn't have told you which one of him he was in the Forgotten Bastards a few months ago, but now I was like, oh no, he's the really good one.
Yeah.
Also Ninja Mac, who went from being a gimmick to just a guy who does gifts to, oh no, he's actually really good and well-rounded
I saw his
now.
Bloodsport match at WrestleMania weekend, and he took his mask off, and everyone went, whoa!
Yeah.
And then Sam went, he never does that. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, this is a big deal.
Chill, Sam's like, he never does that.
Yeah, just looks over my screen at Fight TV, and he's like, never does that.
You know why? Because Sam is really charismatic. Speaking of which, let's go to the next award nomination, which is most charismatic of the year.
Who are you picking?
Wait a minute.
you just said
but he's got, did you only have two?
Thank you. They're doing that deliberately make me look better.
Ninja Mac and Steve Macklin.
Yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
I was watching an Impact one, and I was like, "Blood!" I didn't know who it was, so I was like, "God, he's great." It was when he was in the X division.
Yeah,
he's just battering lads, and his running spear low in the corner.
That's it. Yeah, that Trey Miguel match. I was like,
"That was it."
Who is this newbie?
Who's that?
Oh, it's him.
And then Aidan was like, "Oh yeah, it's him from WWE."
Wonderful, dense facial hair as well. Wonderfully dense.
Yes. Maybe he should win instead. No, Yuta's got a good beard as well.
It is weird with you.
She's at home. So, most charismatic of the year so far, 2022, Lean. The noises are better than the nomination. Jack, what have you got?
I've got an analogy for this one.
Oh, I love them.
I was torn between two people, two very charismatic men, who I'm not actually certain because I haven't got the history in front of me of the winners of these awards, but we'll revisit that at the end of the year. I've got a list somewhere on a doc. But they might be two prior winners, you know. But I've used a Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson analogy. In wrestling charisma terms, some people, like Eddie Kingston, are a Muhammad Ali. They're really charismatic. Naturally, it's just God-given. They can just do it. Some people hit you in the face with how charismatic they are and are less finesse about it, but the power is undeniable. And that's my nomination, which I don't think you're going to agree with again. This could be a clean sweep for Ross. MJF.
Wow.
Not
Wait,
only-
who's he again? I think. Oh, that guy. That's right. In terms of, go ahead.
I feel like Kingston and MJF have both won this award before. They've both definitely been in the conversation before because over the past few years they've both been brilliant. But I feel like it's not just for the whole shoe promo on Tony Khan and all that sort of stuff, but also more for the CM Punk stuff with the being a super fan and all that, and then turning evil, using Punk's old lines in the promo like the "you stupid old man, I'm a snake" and all that. I just loved it. So I've gone for MJF, but I acknowledge that when you're talking about the Muhammad Ali's of the charisma game, Eddie Kingston's that one, and MJF's more of a Tyson. Does that work? You get what I'm...
I know exactly what you said because I swear you've used it before, but it's such a good analogy. I've heard it somewhere before, but hey, if it works, keep on doing it.
enough.
And MJF definitely has won one of these awards before because he quote tweeted and said, "Thank you for naming me after your weird name," because we used to call it something else before
we
the
did.
Culties.
Oh, God, yeah. Forgot about
And he was more focused on that than the logo we were giving him. So, yes, thank you, MJF, wherever you are. Ross, who have you got?
Well, I've gone for Becky Lynch for my most charismatic of the year so far, and this one stuck out to me above all else because of the range in the performance. The range in the performance, Matthew. Where it be cocky, desperate, psychotic, pathetic, every emotion under the sun. When the story is called for it, she's done it, and she's done it very charismatically to suit the mood of the story and what the story needs. And it's the poise as well when she's walking down that ramp. I remember one year we spoke about, maybe it was last year or the year before, we spoke about Reigns, the Roman version. Roman Reigns being the only guy in wrestling who had that superstar aura just when he was walking down the ramp. And I think when Becky's put the lampshade on her head and stuff and the big glasses and whatnot, like her headwear looks like a lamp, not an actual lampshade.
I was wondering when she did that.
if we had best dressed or hippest swag or whatever, would she win the best dressed? Ooh, maybe we should do that at the end of the year.
Hippest swag.
I don't know what's a term. Hype beast.
Dankest threads.
Dankest drip. The Drippy Awards. Yeah. Would she be in the conversation?
She'd be in the conversation,
the Drip
definitely.
Awards.
Yeah.
The dankest threads.
She won't know what she's won by the end of it. When we she'll have won.
But I think Becky's now got that. When she's walking down the ramp, you're like, oh, it is the big time. It is. It bloody well is.
It is.
So there's Becky
Yeah,
Lynch.
Michael Cole yells, "It's the big time!"
Well,
No, that's a...
he's not happy with either.
You've
he's
worded
not happy
it.
with either nomination.
No. It's because you're talking about two different things. In terms of performance and variety of performance, Becky can do it all. She's a painter, she's a decorator, she's...
Electrician,
Yeah,
plumber,
that's right.
mother, lover.
I'm a sinner, I'm a singer. Yeah, but I don't think the reaction's been always with her this year. It is now by this point, whereas MJF from January 1st in the year of our Lord 2022 to whenever the hell he left, he's gotten that
If you
reaction
nominate
straight
him to
away.
win this, people are going to screenshot whatever face Richard does, and he's going to have to respond. Oh no, he's not on. He doesn't do
No.
social media anymore.
No,
We're
he
safe.
doesn't.
We're in the clear.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Oh, thank you, Jack. So I'm going to say MJF for getting booming, deafening reactions anytime he did anything, from talking crap about the arena or booking flights on lastminute.com. It's that level of reaction I don't think anyone has got, apart from maybe Roman Reigns was
Was yours Roman Reigns?
But yeah, but I imagine that would be someone you would have had as a possible nomination as well.
Well, Reigns
Or
this year,
not.
it's I don't know if it's the case of the Lesners, I'll call it, where Lesnar came out for many years and did exactly the same thing every single week. Roman's going down that path. It's weird how this has worked out.
You think?
Not just in terms of not being there most weeks like Lesnar wasn't a few years ago, but also him just going, Tulsa, Oklahoma, every week.
Yeah, but that works.
Oh, it's a case of the samesies for me. That's why I didn't vote for him. Yeah.
Oh.
But I think Becky's been doing everything and been doing it very well. So
That-
I'll vote for her, even if no one else will.
That's good.
Cheers.
Well done. Any other honourable mentions?
Those are my Eddie Kingston, obviously.
I was really, to be honest with you, that was a really hard one to do for the first 6 months of the year because no one's, for me anyway, no one's like head and shoulders above the rest.
I nearly went for Kingston, to be fair, because even the feuds that I'm not that interested in with him, like this current ongoing, the one with Jericho stretched on a bit for me.
Yeah.
But he's still, there's no other wrestler who makes you think everything could be real that he says. He's very good at it.
That's good. My nominations were Bianca Belair again in terms of charisma. I think she had more than Becky the first. Like I said, I think her and Becky are at the same level now in terms of charisma and getting reactions from the
Take us
crowd.
outside.
You can go, I'll stay here. Or LA Knight, who of course retired.
It's too soon.
I know. I'm sorry, pal. So
Can you believe they put him in the video game? By the way, just released him in a package this week, or a packet, whatever the hell they're
As
called. A
LA
DLC.
Knight?
LA Knight. Yeah.
who's in it? It's Van Damme,
Logan
Machine
Paul.
Gun Kelly, isn't
Logan
it?
Paul as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's got
Logan
his, instead of his
Machine Gun.
Pokemon card, it's like a card of himself.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not on, this isn't on Nintendo. This is a bloody. They'd have to pay money for that.
Yeah.
He's worth it.
And LA Knight,
And LA
the
Knight.
4 pillars,
Yeah,
2K. Wow. So that was the winner of the most charismatic award, Mr. MJF.
Ooh.
Is it going to be a big question mark or photo not found screen?
It's up to Richard and Richard's dirty mind.
Yeah. His face seems to say no, Matthew. So we'll move quickly on instead to non-wrestler of the half-year lean. Ross, what have you got?
Easiest one to pick this for me.
Go on.
William Regal. The promo package that took Twitter by storm, his appearances on commentary that has, once again, it's all about the range. It has the silly bollocks. It has his love affairs with Excalibur. It has his little quips from British culture that you haven't heard since your granny passed away. It's everything. I don't know what else to say there. Whether it's silly or serious, he hits the mark every single time. Ooh, 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 as he would say.
Scrummy, scrummy, scrummy.
Scrumptious. Man in the mask.
Yep.
Oh, darling, etc. And that picture as well. We'll put the picture in there for the argument. They're all in
the fun
madness.
one?
Madness,
Yeah.
So there you go, William Regal.
Yeah, the one-man Vic Reeves himself. Jack, what have you got?
William Regal.
There we
For the
go.
purposes of this, I've got 2 honourable mentions. I put Pat McAfee, if he counts, in brackets.
I was gonna say,
because
yeah.
the thing that I enjoyed most that he did this year was actually wrestling. So, but it's non-wrestler. But his entrance and his match against Austin Theory at Mania, I was like, the crowd. He was the biggest babyface in.
He could be nominated for most charismatic.
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
Pat,
Yeah.
a commentator.
And my other one was Excalibur, because this year he's had a hard job with the Forbidden Door build and everything going on, and he's had to rattle off so much.
Aye.
And he rarely makes a mistake. And if he does, he corrects himself and just carries on.
Even if he sounds like Crazy Frog whilst doing it.
Yeah. But he's,
Magnificent man.
God, without him, I think genuinely without him, I don't know. I think he really necessarily improves the AEW product. Like without him, I don't know where they'd really
Oh,
be.
he is the Sean Paul.
He's like glue.
He's like glue.
Yes.
I was trying to do a Shawnee Paul, but Excalibur, that doesn't work, does it?
Doesn't work at all, does it? Oh, I feel the temperature rising. So, William Regal, easy. I had him down as my nomination as
Yeah.
well. How could he not be? I had, Big Pat or Taz. Because he will always be down
Always
here.
Taz.
Yeah, always. So,
Yeah,
nice,
I mean, Taz
easy one.
is great. I find it weird, Taz. I find him a weird concept. No, because like most wrestlers with a Taz kind of gimmick when they were wrestling, which is that I'm harder than you and I'm actually hard in real life as well.
Yeah.
They're not the most good-humoured later on, but Taz just has a laugh on commentary and stuff.
But then,
That's a
after
good
having
point.
a laugh on commentary, he goes on social media, and it seems to be a different guy running the account because everything
Aye.
he takes offence to.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, Taz. Have a laugh on social media, for goodness sake.
Look, he's just, at the end of the day, debatably human. Okay, so
Debatably human. Is that a good thing or
the
a bad
concept of the Taz, as Jack said. Yep. Congratulations, William Regal. Now move on to gimmick of the half year.
Ooh.
What have you got, Jack?
My nomination is Kevin Owens and his gimmick of frustrated and angry man.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, in WWE, I think if there was a most underutilized award, he'd be up for it most years. Yes,
Yeah.
he main evented WrestleMania against Austin this year, and you could tell he was just living his dream and everything, and good for him. But and fair play to him for making his decision of staying with WWE. He's a family man. He wants the job security and stuff. But it must be hard watching all of his similarly level, talented indie pals go off and have a great time in AEW for a bit, whereas he's stuck being angry and frustrated man. But he
3
really,
million a year.
but oh really? Oh, well, fair enough. There. But he really gives it his all. He really
Yep.
does. The feud with Elias or whoever it is, Ezekiel or El
thank
Rod,
you.
who never showed up. The Austin feud, which he was really given nothing to work with beyond I don't like the state of Texas, but he really did the most with it. So and also I really struggled with this one. This was the hardest one to pick because I was trying to think of good gimmicks this year, and I feel like there's not been that many. They're either no gimmick or bad gimmick. So I'm going for Kevin Owens in his current frustrated form.
That's a good choice.
Thank you.
Because he is getting crazy reactions. And people are like, oh boy, it's Owens. I can't wait to see him get frustrated and angry. And you're right, he does it so well.
Yeah.
The Victor Meldrew of Canada.
Yes. What have you got, Ross?
Well, again, this is another tactical one because I would love to have picked someone from NXT 2.0, but when it comes to making a compelling video that the masses will enjoy, once again, that would have been a wasted vote. I could have had Come Tuesdays, Neanderthal, could have had Andre Chase University, I could have had Tony D'Angelo, I could have had Dante Chen. The most polite run-in in the history. I could have had Big Tiffy Strats. Could have had the whimsical Wendy Chu. The list is endless.
So many.
The list is endless.
It's like an Enid Blyton novel. There's just characters everywhere. This is the Tin Pot Man. This is the fairy that lives in the tree. Oh.
I would not have picked Joe Gacy. That's what Chris wanted to say. He's terrible. But the one I've gone for to appeal to the masses, to make a compelling video with a potential like. If you want to like the video, please do it. It helps us a lot. I'm going to go for Billy Gunn.
Oh.
Pooh House Father. I would love to say the proper word, but we can't because YouTube. Basically, because he treated the ass boys like they were strangers while realising that for a period of time, the money was with people who weren't his sons, but people who he was trying to, in my mind at least, make his sons in the Acclaimed. And it was fun. Those little segments where they were just like, so ass boys were disregarded, tucking the Acclaimed up in bed and stuff like that. Yeah. While they lasted, they were very, very fun indeed. And I think that was just the best work of Billy Gunn's career.
All of Billy Gunn's career has been the best.
Even the title shots against The Rock in 99.
Yeah. You've got the one Billy Gunn. Yeah. But Pooh House Father just pips it.
Even better than the one. God. Oof. I mean, just for the segment we were backstage, and he goes, guys, got ourselves a big match. Oh, what, on Dynamite? No, not on Dynamite. Oh, okay, Rampage? No. What then? Dark Elevation. And the pause, and the one, yay! You're right. He gets where he, like Taz, he gets where he belongs. He knows his place.
Carney.
At the end of the day, yes, in so many words.
I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be in hindsight, that Billy Gunn's so up for a laugh with the new wrestling style and the silliness and the comedy. But then I thought, actually, the New Age Outlaws kind of did a lot of that stuff.
Yes, they did.
So fair enough, yeah.
Oh, so Ass Boy Billy Gunn or Ass Man Kevin Owens. That's tough. I want to go with Billy. Because Kevin Owens is going to be doing this run. He's had this run for last year, the year before, and he's going to be doing it next year as well. We'll be putting over, El Hijo del Come Tuesday. But how many runs has Billy Gunn got in him left? And especially to be at this level where he's like, okay, do 3 moves, get the biggest pop of the night.
Go home.
Be 8 feet tall. Go home. Yeah, Billy Gunn.
Fair play. I had an honorable mention. Well,
honorable mention.
I didn't have any written down, but when Ross said the Acclaimed, I was like, the Acclaimed could have had best gimmick, to be fair.
Yeah, how people keep up with their news nowadays.
Liz. And my other one was Sami Zayn as Honourable Uso.
Oh, yes.
That was my other main roster one. But I feel like that could be a lot better. That's why I didn't pick it. I was like, in my mind, if he won Money in the Bank.
I was going to say, if he won Money in the Bank, I would definitely have had him there. But
just like egging Reigns on, I'll keep it safe, Roman. With a knife, just stabbing in his back slowly.
Yeah. My honorable mention was Alpha Academy.
Good shout, yeah.
But then again, why are they so good? Because they've had disgruntled Kevin Owens. So maybe you did win, Jack. Win the honourable victory, but not the proper one.
Thank you.
So that was the best gimmick. Now we move on. Serious ones now. The feud of the half-year lead.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ross.
MJF versus Tony Khan.
That's not where I thought that was going.
For one reason, and I think we all think it's a shoot that turned into a work. But the fact that we're still sat here in July and nobody knows for sure, that means it's the feud of the year, or the feud of the half year so far.
And it's not over. Potentially.
Well, potentially, yeah.
Who knows?
This will be the week he comes back and completely this. So
get this out as soon as you can, Richard.
But even with the roster being snake bit leading up to Forbidden Door, could redo for replacement right now. The fact that someone who's really over, he wasn't there, which I thought was interesting. They even go, all right, let's just bring this feud up. He's still not there. He's still not taunting anybody. Interesting.
I think we had someone DM'd Tom and I don't know if they're a reputable source or not. I think it was just a person off the Twitter machine. So if you're watching this, thank you for getting in contact with Tom. There was a picture of MJF in an unnamed airport. I only say unnamed because I've forgotten the name of the airport it was in. But it was a picture of him sat on the floor, and that's all I've seen of him since whatever event it was.
Yeah.
Don't know about you. Or the Dynamite after where he said, "You effing Mark."
I said my name's Matthew. I sent him a message, just go, yeah, you do you, pal, or something like that. Because this is when I thought he'd left. Because I was like, yeah, get on the plane.
And then,
Get on the money plane with Frazier and Edge. And heard nothing. I went, wow, it is a shoot then.
Wow. There you go then. Breaking
what
news.
a film that was, but I've not watched it. Money Plane. But
You want
Oh,
MJF?
I watched that with Tom. It's on the
Is it
podcast
good?
feed right now.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
It's not very good.
You want MJF to leave the arena this time? You can on the money plane. But yeah, it's interesting. In terms of like entertainment or anything else like that, I'm like, was that the best one of the year?
Yeah.
Oh no. What a horrible half year it's been.
It's wrestling can still be real to us, sometimes. And I guess this is actually real, isn't it? So
it involved anything that happened in... Oh, yeah, no, it did involve the ring, I guess, that one promo he did.
I was trying to think, like, when the last time was we had something like this where it's like, is it real? Is it not real? Nobody knows for sure. When was the last time that happened?
Oh, actually, that's a good question.
I can't actually think.
That was my main argument because it's been that long.
Mustafa Ali trying to fight his way out of his contract.
Yeah, but not on this level, not like a main event person.
Was it when CM Punk left with the title?
Whoa.
God, yeah. You know
For
what?
that
Yeah,
day?
probably.
A week, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Jack.
Mine is MJF versus CM
I
Punk.
thought that's what you were going to say.
Yeah.
I've mentioned the promo stuff and MJF pretending to be, being a super fan and acknowledging it, and then that weird one where he came out and everyone expected him to be a dick, but then he was like really vulnerable and open, and then he went back on it and it was brilliant. And then the two matches, I think it all centered around two main matches. The one in Chicago where MJF won, which was really good, and then the dog collar match, which was really good as well. I just think it's been fantastic. But like Ross says, I couldn't think of too many other potential. The other one I had, but it was more of a match, less of a... Oh, no, wait. I've nearly revealed my honourable mentions for match of the year.
It's funny enough, there is a match of the year thing going on.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins was my honourable mention. So, yeah. But no, MJF, CM Punk.
Yeah, as good, as thrilling as all the money the MJF versus Tony Khan feud has made. Oh, I'm just going to have to go with MJF versus Punk. Probably should have thought about giving MJF the other award and give him all the awards.
He's not even here.
Yeah, it's good. We've got more social media presence than him right now, so it's doing us no favours whatsoever. But yes,
How is Richard
MJF
going to
versus
Is he going to
Punk.
do both of them? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Both the lads.
Determined. Look in his eyes. There.
Oh,
Did you see
yeah.
that?
Yeah. Don't you worry. Fair enough.
Yeah. Did any of our honourable mentions?
I couldn't.
Apart from Cody.
Cody and Seth.
There hasn't been, in terms of feuds, like I can't think of one from NXT, which is a shame.
Oh.
Okay.
It could have been the family warfare, but they didn't do it very well, did they?
No, it was rubbish.
Yeah.
Apart from if it wasn't rubbish, we would have picked it.
Sorry.
No, go on.
You could sort of say Josh Alexander versus Moose because of the whole fake, like, he thought he'd won and he had his family there and then Moose, like, screwed him over and then he finally won it and it was happy. But it wasn't, there's not been an overarching feud of the half year, really, that I can think of that's been really good.
But what,
Apart from like Jericho, Eddie, and things like that. But my pick was the Raw Tag Team Division.
All right.
Just the entire thing this year has been mint. The Usos, the Street Profits, RK Bro, Owens, Rollins.
Right.
Banger after banger. They've been very good. And I thought, yeah, just that existing.
Just imagining what his picture would have been. Just all these warm faces around the ring.
Just the word raw with a smiley face. Yeah, but that was the feud of the year. Show of the half year. Lee.
Oh, God.
Watch yourself, Ross. Jack, what have you got?
Forbidden Door. Which,
okay.
before Forbidden, until the show itself, everyone was a bit down on Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
We're going, we don't know what's going on. They've not explained the feuds very well. Also, New Japan's been on a bit of a downturn, so no one really cares that much about New Japan anymore. If it had happened a few years ago, everyone would be like, wow. Now everyone's a bit like, And then the show just absolutely delivered and knocked out the park. There was a variety of different types of action, apart from a women's match. There was a women's match, but it was all AEW. Tony Khan has said that he wants Stardom involved in the future, which would be really good if he could do that. But generally, I thought the show was excellent. And now I can't think of any matches off the top of my... Moxley versus Tanahashi. You had Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. Pac winning the All-Atlantic title.
Claudio and Zack Sabre Jr.
Claudio's
It
debut.
was my pick as well.
Okay, right.
I didn't think there was much of a point to bring another one to the table. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think
That's very interesting.
we were saying the other day, like, this is the one we discussed, and we were like, could we say WrestleMania? But then one of the nights was a lot worse than the other one.
We didn't know whether to count WrestleMania as
I
one
had
or
to look
two.
back at the cards and went, if you had to pick one, night 2 was the one with Austin Owens.
No, that was night 1.
Bollocks.
Austin Owens,
Lesnar Reigns.
that was night 2.
Vince McMahon, Austin
Sammy
Theory,
Knoxville.
Yes.
And what other ones?
Austin Theory, Pat
Yeah.
McAfee.
Theory Pat.
Yeah. But then the Vince bit kind
And
of...
the Vince bit was weird.
Oh, yeah, we can't nominate anything with him, but...
It's not just
Not
that,
even
it was
because
just
of that.
crap.
It's crap, isn't it? Yeah.
We mean he's the best of all time.
Why couldn't Pat have just had that moment?
Anyway, I missed the podcast where we talked about that because I had COVID. And yeah, so I missed out my little chance of redemption because I'd been saying the weeks building up to this, I don't care about New Japan. I don't care about you bloody guys showing up. And there's been very little build of them. Hey, this guy's going to wrestle. And it took me the entire day to watch it because I was on my ass and it was awesome. And I watched it because I had nothing else to do that day because I wasn't moving. So
That was the thing,
completely wrong. So I would say it's definitely a contender for best show of the year. But go on.
I remember being sat here on the podcast on the Friday before the Sunday or Saturday, whatever day it was, and I was just like, look at the length of that card. It's going to be 5 hours long. And it was, including the buy-in, if you watched the buy-in as well, but it flew by, I thought. It didn't feel like a 5-hour show at all. It was just all good wrestling for the wrestling fan. It just flew by. I thought it was a great event.
The other match that I'd forgotten to mention was the opener, the 6-man tag, which was the Jericho one, which was absolutely unbelievable.
Sting
There
jumping
we go.
off.
Sting jumping off the thing.
Daft Bugger Sting.
FTR won all the gold as well. Yeah.
Great.
And so on and so on and so forth. And that is your pick as well.
Yes, it is. I've got nothing to bring to the table.
I've got an honorable mention.
Was it Revolution?
It was Revolution.
There you go.
It
That was my pick.
Yes.
Just in terms of their having emotion, that stuff actually mattering after the fact. I would pick Revolution. But
What was
not
what was
gonna
on?
be
What
Forbidden
do we have on Revolution again?
That was Jericho, Kingston singles,
yeah.
with Kingston winning.
Yeah.
Brian versus Moxley.
Oh, Regal's debut.
Regal's debut.
Yeah.
Punk MJF.
Why can't I remember anything off the top of my head?
Cole, Omega. 3-way tag match with Express and Bucks and Red Dragon.
Cole Omega.
Yes.
Oh, Cole Hangman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one was
The other
when-
curly head
that's when
champion, right?
Everyone was tired by the end because it was the Adam versus Adam.
They're all cute.
They're all cute, yeah.
So, yeah, that was why I picked that.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. And also Hard to Kill.
Oh, which one was that?
That was the one with Macklin, Trey Miguel. 3-way for the title with, completely unexpectedly, Zack Ryder, Moose, and Morrissey. I'm like, all right, whatever. This is like, what's this?
Sorry.
What's this, a Raw mid-card 09 show? I was like, yeah, they had a great match. I was like, okay, great.
William Morrissey,
Yes.
as opposed to Morrissey, which is where I was going there for a second.
The singer.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Bless you. No, obviously it's the guy from Men Behaving Badly. So,
Bob,
Yeah,
Bob, that
Neil.
wasn't Bob the Builder. Yeah.
and yeah, I was one of the WrestleManias, but I couldn't pick one either. So,
If you could pluck the best bits from both nights of WrestleMania,
absolutely, yeah.
then that would be in the
a
running.
great mixtape. So that was unanimous decision. AEW Forbidden Door for show of the year.
Ex New Japan.
X.
Yeah.
That
How are you
means
gonna
they're
do
that
that
means they're
one?
in love.
Yeah.
You should do. Who's the head honcho of New Japan
Oh
these
yeah, you
days?
could get him and Tony side by side.
No, do a door.
Do a tour.
do a door with a
Do a
weird
happy door. Anyway, so that was show of the year. What's more prestigious than that? That's right, match of the mid-year. Ooh, because I'm saying mid. That's MJF's fault. So, Ross, what have you got?
Tough one. Honorable mentions, and I hope I don't steal Jack's thunder, is off the top of my head, Sammy versus Johnny Knoxville from WrestleMania.
Yes.
Pat versus Theory at WrestleMania. Stone Cold pulling out all the stops and making you burn your body.
Oh, no. Thank you for not nominating that.
Yeah, he ate that chili, didn't he?
Oh yes.
Was it chili
yes.
crisp? Oh no, it was the sauce on it.
It was the sauce, and as I've said many times before, I had my oat milk ready and did that. Did you know that oat milk does not contain the thing that makes milk help with the burns?
Yeah.
Anyway,
You live and learn. But my match of the year of the half year for 2022 so far is Cody versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell.
Oh.
In the words of Martin Tyler, as Sergio Aguero scored the goal to secure Manchester City their first Premier League title, I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again. So watch it, drink it in. Basically, the injury and how Cody came through that, and how Rollins. He could work a 5-star match with a brush, that man, he could. I'll tell you, because the role he played in that match to haul Cody's arse to that sort of a match, I think it's something we'll never see the likes of again.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is a brush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Cody, a bruised brush.
A bruised brush.
I feel like Mur off in Practical Jokers there. Brief is brilliant. But I will never see anything like that again in WWE, at least. And I thought it was fantastic for what it was. And it was the fact it was a real life thing, like the injury. And we've all had bruises. I don't think we've all pulled but pecs off the bone. But we've all had a bruise, and we've all pushed a bruise and felt, oh, that's a bit sore. So when they were getting I forget, was it a chair leg or whatever, and sticking it in the bruise and whatnot, and just, how they did that, I thought was very well done indeed. And Cody's reveal was a big moment as well for me. Yep. He knows what he's doing, that man, doesn't he? That Cody. What's he like, So there you go, that one.
Wonderful.
It's a good pick. It got 5 stars from Big Dave as well, I believe.
Oh, well.
And it didn't even take place in Tokyo, so take that one.
We like a laugh here.
Chortle.
Oh, funny joke. What have you offers, Jack?
The dog collar match, MJF and CM Punk. I thought it had a lot to live up to because the first match was really good. And then it was a little bit obvious that Punk was going to win. It was like he's not going to lose twice to MJF. But the way they got his win back was really good, with the way they tied Wardlow in and not being able to find the diamond ring and then going, oh, here it is, and leaving it on the apron. And I mean, I don't need blood for a match to be good, but sometimes you can't deny that it does add something to a match when they're all bloodied and beaten. And I liked the build to it. And CM Punk's, I think people found it cheesy, but I liked his Will You Be My Valentine, because of Greg Valentine.
And it was Valentine's Day, wasn't it?
And it was,
Like an onion.
And I like the fact that Punk got to add to his legacy of, it was like a circular moment, wasn't it? Because one of his early renowned matches was the Raven match, which was a dog collar match. So I liked it.
On the AFI theme.
Which set Twitter ablaze.
Oh, what's this?
The war over the Louis Dang War. It was,
Louis Dang War.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That oh God, that whole discourse, man. That annoyed me a bit, as it did many people, just because everyone was arguing about this pointless thing. And I was like, well, it was a really good match. Jack Atkins was covering it from home, and he said he almost destroyed his living room when that song kicked in.
Aww.
He was an old school ROH fan.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay.
That was a fantastic match as well. That was a really good match.
I thought that was nails on for you.
That one was really good, but I think for a match to be really, really good, it needs a good build and a good match. And the build to the matches of Forbidden Door were like, meh.
Danhausen making a cameo.
Two strong picks there.
2 strong picks. Now, I loved Rollins, Cody Rhodes.
Are we all? It's the heat. I think it's the heat.
It's bastard hot, all right? Look, leave us alone.
Love Rollins.
Rollins, because someone said Rollins Rhodes. I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, who's that? I'm like, no,
I
just
think
say
he's
the
the
full
guitarist
name.
for Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. I liked it. But I think it sets a dangerous precedent, as many people are saying, by saying, yeah, you know what, all you bums, go out there and get hurt and carry on wrestling. Like, it's great it was a one-off, but we shouldn't be glorifying it too much and going, oh, yeah, I love it when they come out and they're half dead.
Aye, but
that's what wrestling should be.
When you watch a doctor on YouTube, which I did, say he couldn't get any more injured, therefore there was no risk to it whatsoever because he was already as injured as he could be.
Yeah.
Then we're not glorifying anything, are we? Stay safe, everybody.
But I've got to counter to that doctor.
Let's put dog collars around our necks instead. That's safe.
No. What I'm saying is, in wrestling, right? Maybe you don't need your chest muscles that much. It would surely compromise his ability to press Seth. But I don't think there's many. He's not going to do a Yokozuna kick out, is he? And shove him off, I suppose. Nah, that'd be fine. Don't know why I'm trying to.
I'm trying to help you win, Jack.
Sorry, right.
But I loved Punk MJF. That match is a moment. I think it was a standout thing of the pay-per-view. It's been one of my favourite things of the year. And, no one got hurt or injured, apart from MJF, who left the company several weeks later. Damn it, I'm not helping myself here. But I'm going to pick Punk MJF anyway.
MJF's clearing house.
I can't believe we're picking MJF this many times. He's not even here.
I'm so disappointed.
It's like Robbie Williams at the Brits. And then my gran used to feel sorry for Craig David because Robbie Williams would just clean up every year at the Brits, apparently.
Oh, right.
My gran would be like, poor Craig David. She didn't know a single one of his songs. She probably knew Angels, but she didn't know Craig David.
Yeah.
Hey.
Did you resonate because of the piss bag?
What? Oh, is it supposed to select it? Oh.
Wow. Well done. That's a deep cut.
Who would have thought that Craig David's career would have outlived, would have come back? That's the biggest comeback of the century. That.
Right.
Wow.
He performed at the Platty Jubes.
Yes.
Craig David this year.
Yeah, Queen's a big fan. And my nominees haven't been said. What have I got here? Yeah, all the ones that have been said. Oh, and the one Raw Tag Team title match where the titles change hand, the RK Bro, Owens Rollins, Alpha Academy title change on the March 7th Raw. That went nearly 30 minutes.
Very good.
Opened the show. It was like, what the hell is this doing on the show? It was magnificent. It was great. Randy Orton's like, okay, I'm always over. I'm just going to win the tag titles and have an amazing match in the process. I'm get old.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fair.
And there was nothing else that hasn't been mentioned.
Wheeler Yuta and Moxley were mentioned earlier in the video.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Like, yeah. Weird. I think there's less eyes on the G1 climax this year, but now the G1's just kicked off, it could throw up some more nominations for the end of year. Guys.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, an honorable mention to Michael Elgin versus Japanese Police.
He's not even in New Japan, man.
He didn't steal the
I don't
protein,
care.
Mike.
No, but Jeff Cobb was making jokes of it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. No matter how full. Yeah, we'll move on. That was the match of the year. Match of the mid-year. I know it's so easy to say match of the year. Look, match of the mid-year. But even more important categories are coming up now, ladies and gentlemen. Promotion of the mid-year.
Oh. How are you going to do this one with the picture?
I just had a face on top of the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just two eyes like Banjo-Kazooie. Jack, surprise us.
Is it my turn?
Go on.
Go on. Well, I get pelters because I nominate them every year. But I nominate AEW. But this one, I don't think they've had a particularly strong half year. I just don't think that anyone's had a particularly strong half year so far. It's up for grabs, this one, heading into the second half for me. So I've gone for AEW. The fact that my nomination and my runner-up for show of the year were both AEW shows as well. Revolution and Forbidden Door. Double Nothing, I didn't enjoy as much, but generally I think they've been the best so far. But it's my honorable mention is Impact Wrestling for just their consistency, just continuing to be good. So it's AEW for now, but we'll see come December, the Christmassy brotherhood come Tuesday.
Now, I think we know which brand Ross is going to say, but surprise us anyway.
It's NXT 2.0.
Oh, my
of course
God.
it is.
What are you doing?
Promotion of the half year is NXT 2.0. Now, I'll accept that NXT 2.0 got off to the rockiest of rocky starts in whatever month it was of 2021. Someone on Twitter today, as we're sat here now, described it to me as upsetty spaghetti because they threw spaghetti at the wall and just see what was going to stick. Yep. And that happened. I'm not going to say it didn't happen.
They were describing our emotions. we were all upsetty spaghetti at what happened.
Right, so the upsetty spaghetti hit the wall last year, but at the turn of this year, the bits that dropped, they dropped, but the bits that stuck, by God, did they stick? They stuck very well.
Is that true?
We all have our favorite gimmicks now in NXT 2.0. The storyline, the main storyline that hasn't hit the two main storylines haven't hit the mark is obviously Joe Gacy and everything he does. I don't like him at all, and obviously the family warfare. If they nailed those two, it's a no-brainer. I'm sorry, AEW, but NXT 2.0, as I mentioned on Twitter today, as well as we're sat here, it's that sprinkling of the black and gold in-ring prowess. Your Giovanni Vinci's versus your Apollo Crews. The Battle Royal on this week's. Sorry to date this episode so much.
It was really fun this week.
Yeah, really good episode this week. Really good. Really good episode this week.
Really good.
But by the thing that makes it the promotion of the year for me so far is the fact that it's the one I enjoy the most to watch, because at the end of the day...
That's a good argument.
And you do genuinely enjoy it as well.
Really
This
do.
is, you'd have to point out, because sometimes you have a nuance to it. Well, I think you're kidding and you're being serious. You are being very serious right now.
I'll peel the curtain back, everybody. When NXT 2.0 started, that enjoyment for me was ironic. Then it went away, the novelty wore off. But then, when the upsetty spaghetti fell and the proper spaghetti was left, my real enjoyment has come to the fore. And wrestling, at the end of the day, is to be enjoyed. And sometimes people take wrestling way too seriously, when at the end of the day, it's grown adults in their underpants pretending to fight each other. So NXT 2.0 is fantastic.
Fair enough.
And my promotion of the half year. And I'm sure yours too.
It's a good argument. And I think it's backed up by us every week on the podcast, paying more attention to that brand. Maybe we're the 3 biggest fans on the planet of NXT 2.
I was going to say...
do you watch it?
No,
okay, fair enough.
You didn't see off camera, but he went like
Apart
that.
from those
You'll
people...
be shocked. You'll be shocked when you land in the airport in Japan. You see a life-size statue of Ivan Giro greeting you. I tell you.
Thank you for Wendy choosing you as your holiday resort.
man.
And it is... Do you know?
Because I think AEW, just to put it out there, AEW has gone for me this year.
Oh, go on. Why is that?
The convoluted stuff with Ring of Honor, the convoluted stuff with New Japan, the convoluted stuff with all the titles, the mess that has been the TNT Championship. There's been a lot to not like about AEW this year, more so than there has been in past years.
Yeah.
So NXT is a thrill ride from start to finish. I'm speaking like I've had a drink, but I swear down I haven't.
Yeah. And, you know, like, you don't have to watch, you know, hours of stuff to watch to follow the NXT 2.0. You can just go, that person is someone who changes into a schoolgirl when she gets the jewel. Yeah. That person does go to university.
Yeah. That person is
nice,
a
easy, accessible.
Genius,
That's right.
a physics genius, a superhero.
That person is a PT.
That person is a Neanderthal. That person is a cult leader. That person, am I speaking about Lash Legend or Joe Gacy there? Who knows?
Who knows? We'll have a good cult here, don't we? It's certainly, in terms of not necessarily wrestling enjoyment, it's certainly helped our podcast enough, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Raw, this happened. On SmackDown, this happened. Whatever. 2.0 this week, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen.
really dissect this now.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot longer than it probably needs to be, the podcast.
Yeah, just a bit. An hour and a half. It is tempting to give NXT 2.0 it, just to have people talking.
We gave Sheamus rest of the year for 2021. We've done worse.
How did that happen?
Because he was
still angry about that.
He was so consistent.
I
What are you
went
mad
for
at it?
Brian Danielson. And everyone's argument was, he was injured in between. Well, no, he wasn't
Exactly.
injured. He left one
left,
company.
didn't he?
Things he did in both companies were stellar.
And
we're making
so
up-
was Sheamus.
We're making up for that now by giving MJF
Apparently-
everything when he's not here.
Don't worry about it.
Apparently, after I'd left and gone back, after I'd stormed out when you give Sheamus Wrestler of the Year last year, apparently you two went in that office and the editors and the lads were like, who won Wrestler of the Year? And then someone said, one of these went Sheamus. And apparently everyone went, Sheamus? Well,
Because
good.
they don't watch wrestling.
But it's because the heating's on too much down here and it smells. That's why they said that.
All right.
They're all dizzy.
They're not watching 3 hours of Raw and going, that was crap. But Sheamus was good this week, and repeating that for 52 bloody weeks of the year.
They haven't got the purified air of the upstairs office and of Matthew's bedroom, so you can get a clear
Exactly. It was beautiful.
Just do it. Come on, just do it.
You know what? Yeah, you've convinced me.
Shut the hell up.
NXT 2.0.
Yes!
Promotion of the half, yeah.
Yes! Put triple... No.
So many great moments.
Shawn Michaels.
Braun Baker, Vinny,
Oh, yeah, Giovanni. Apollo Crews, Season of the Future.
Apollo Crews coming back. Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler had such a good run, he went back to Raw to pollute that place as well.
How is he
Come
going
Tuesday, look at the size of his head.
Solo Sikoa. You got
Solo
Carmelo
Sikoa.
here. Trick
Even the
Williams.
plants are cheering him.
Zoe Stark came back and you would have thought the bloody Rock was there last night.
You're
Sorry,
right.
I'm doing the podcast again. There's so much love at
There's
NXT.
so many good stuff.
There is.
AEW needs to get their stuff together and there'll be half the promotion NXT 2.0 would be.
Okay.
I was, to be fair, I was tempted to say AEW because as Jack said, the best shows have been put on by them. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
there's been a lot more not like this year for me, so I've gone for NXT.
Yeah, it's a consistency. If they get it sorted out, then like the next half of the years could be the second half of the Culties.
No,
will
you'll
be-
still nominate NXT 2.0.
I don't
Oh, yeah,
know.
but then I'll be like
I
talking
don't-
crap.
I'm an objective professional wrestling journalist,
Okay.
not a subjective.
As we all are.
At least it's only the mid-year awards because I'm aghast. I'm aghast. Can't
Are you
believe
gassed?
it. I'm aghast.
Aghast. Wow,
I'm
you
not
don't hear that
gassed.
word, do you?
I could go for another 60 minutes, me, after that result.
Bless you. There you go.
Oh,
Aghast.
Well, you could be Bret Hart helping Davey Boy, right? I had AW followed by AAA. The
okay.
amazing Triple Mania series going on.
There's been so many Triple Manias.
It's a series.
I thought it was like their WrestleMania.
It was, but then they go, you know what? We'll just make loads of them.
We just have WrestleMania all the time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
like
If every
Wizard,
show's
isn't
Triple Mania, then they'll all do well. That hasn't quite worked out attendance-wise, but can't blame them for trying it.
it's like Wizard. Wish it could be Christmas every day.
Well done.
That'd be rubbish, that, wouldn't it?
And then they
probably
have to do
would
a
be,
single
yeah.
going, no, we were only joking, lads. So why have you made it Christmas every year? Horrible. Now, If you thought that last award was contentious, wrestler of the mid-year lean.
Now, I'm going to suggest something for this one because we know our 2 picks, unless you've changed. Have you? Have you changed? No.
I thought we couldn't pick.
No, we could. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We should put this on the Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic as a vote and let the viewers decide. And then we'll let you know who won by announcing it on the Cultaholic Wrestling
a great
podcast.
idea.
Yeah. So my nomination was Dax Harwood. I think it's self-explanatory. The fantastic matches he's had. Yours was Bianca Belair.
That's right.
Self-explanatory for the fantastic matches
so
he's had.
good.
Jax is.
Mine is John Moxley. All right then, fine. I thought you were going to go.
mid-slip,
Going to go. Ooh,
Oh, wow. That John Moxley, the up-and-coming kid. Yeah, of course, that's a very good picture.
Wrestler of the year, Matthew.
Yeah,
This is the big leagues, kid. Moxley came back from rehab and really performed a role, I think, this year where he's just done whatever has been asked of him really, really well. He's had great matches with the likes of Wheeler Yuta, as we've seen. Various other young... Daniel Garcia, I think he had a great match with as well at one point.
Yeah.
He gave him that front suplex.
He had a match with Ospreay in America, but for New Japan, which was really, really good. He's had great matches with everybody. His performance at Bloodsport was fantastic as well, as it is every year at WrestleMania weekend. And he's not only done well in AEW, but wherever he's gone on the indies as well.
Yeah.
And now, quite unexpectedly, he's the interim AEW World Champion, but he's got enough quality, like star quality and name value about him, that he could win that belt and people aren't getting too annoyed, like waiting for Punk to come back. He's just stepped in, takes it seriously, and so mine this year is John Moxley.
Yeah.
But it's hard, isn't it? There's a lot of good ones.
As far as like the AEW title is concerned, he's not the stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up.
Oh.
Giving it up.
Can't wait for his feud with Punk if it does happen. If he doesn't lose, if one of them doesn't lose the belt before they clash.
Yeah, lots of promos there. Expected goes, hey, I brought you into WWE. Remember, it was my idea, and it's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, exactly what it is.
Did you have any other honourable mentions? Because there've been so many good wrestlers this year.
I don't know really. I can the FTR or Dax Harwood, if you're going to pick one of the two, have both been really, really good. It's kind of hard to pick, isn't it? Mandy Rose. No, I wouldn't say she was wrestler of the year, but this is the most I've ever enjoyed Mandy Rose as NXT
Gift
Women's
of
Champion.
NXT 2.0.
In fact, she would have been maybe
Brand
one
of
of
the
my.
half year, they say.
She would have been one of my most improved, maybe.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions.
It's
like
good,
Triple
yeah.
H.
What?
She's like Triple H.
In what way?
2003.
Reign of Terror.
Oh, God, yeah, you've said that before. No.
She wrestles just like him back then.
Breaking them down, methodical. But yeah, apart from that, Bianca, both your nominations are really good shouts. Andrews, I've not seen as much of Takeshita this year.
Oh, man. He's perfect, isn't he? Takeshita,
Oh.
not Andrew.
You're right for both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both perfect men.
Ooh, both
him.
beautiful individuals. I had El Hijo del Vikingo.
I've not seen much of him.
Oh, just the one-man gift-making
He
machine.
used to pop up on Wrestlers of the Week from time to time, but since I stopped that, I've not really watched much Mexican wrestling.
Oh, shame on you. Eddie Kingston.
Oh,
Just
yes,
because
he's
I want
definitely a
him
nomination.
every year. I think the Eddie Kingston Award for being Eddie Kingston might not be a bad shout for every time we do a Culties, but that's just me. And everybody else. Again, if we just listen to every great wrestler who's had great matches, would be here all day. But again, another reminder for everybody, Pac did win a title created for him.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't let that go underlooked.
If people like Roman Reigns had been about more, maybe Reigns would have been in with a shout.
Yeah, if you bother to show up.
If Cody hadn't
yep.
got injured, maybe.
Yeah.
Good pick,
Or
yeah.
Cody could still be a pick.
Cody could, yeah.
What?
Because towards the end of his AW run, even though
Oh,
everyone-
the Sammy Ladder match.
the Sammy Ladder match, and then everything he's done in WWE's been
Yeah.
great. Rollins,
No.
okay.
Yeah, Rollins every week. Riddle every week.
Orton for a bit, and then he got injured.
I would have put Orton, maybe. If he hadn't got injured, like, there was no one at his level on Raw.
Chad Gable every week.
Chad Gable, we even put him Monday.
Underutilized, didn't he? More than
hasn't won any-
underrated. But well, yeah, all the above. Wrestler of the year.
Position could make him underrated.
There are
But,
a lot of great wrestlers.
Are we going to put those and Takeshita on, or are we leaving Andrew's pick off?
We'll put Takeshita
Go
on.
on.
Why the hell? We'll set the Takeshita on the pigeons.
A four category poll on the Patreon.
Ooh.
Never seen the like.
Could not put a funny animal there just to keep it going. No. Oh,
And then I guess we'll reveal it on the next week's pod. Probably. We'll give it a
next
bit of time,
week's,
yeah.
not the next one, the one after that.
Whatever
We're calling the
podcast
proper
is
one
on
tomorrow.
after this one.
That's
yeah.
right.
Although we don't know when this video is going on.
No, we
Can you
don't.
think of any other? We should also ask on Patreon all the people in the comments below if we should add any other categories.
Oh, my. Drippiest, whatever it was.
Oh, that's a good
Dankest
idea.
threads.
Dangest threads.
Dang-
Should we have like a lightning round of like silly ones?
That would be a good idea, wouldn't
Oh,
it?
it'll be fun.
Let us know. Patreon.com/Cultaholic.
Do you agree or disagree with it? We know you disagree. We know it's the entire point of watching these videos. Then please leave your comments and thoughts below. Oh, wait, yeah, you've already done. We've had a look at that. That's absolutely not a problem, pal. But Jack, when you're not making amazing picks and up all night dissecting whether this person had this award or not, what have you got for us on Cultaholic's channel?
There's a video that Richard's currently editing, I believe, or is it? It's done. There's
done.
a video coming out soon. I'll reveal it. I'll say what it is. It's the true story of the original Summer of Punk. That's coming out pretty soon.
Oh, which original Summer Punk? You mean?
The Ring of
20
Honor
other?
one.
The Ring of Honor one. Oh.
The Ring of Honor one. Sorry about the footage you probably had to try and find of that because it's from many moons ago. So that's the next big thing that's coming out. And I stream on Twitch every Wednesday with Owen at 6 p.m. UK time.
Woohoo.
Not from me, but I've got a message to say. And that comes
And that is the door open.
because this podcast here today is the last one that Richard Tubman is going to be sat in for a very long time. Because Richard Tubman is leaving us to go to Japan because he hates us all and he wants to leave us forever. So to commemorate this final podcast, Richard, come over, Richard, show your face.
Oh my God.
This man has sat there, over there, for just about every single Cultaholic Wrestling podcast until very recently. He's a very, very enthusiastic man about everything. So everyone here at Cultaholic Wrestling has put together a goodbye hamper. And I say hamper, it's actually a bag that Richard brought in himself, but we've filled it with goodies
Oh, yeah, it's my
to send it away. So Dan's going to bring it in. Cheers, Dan. The heir to the throne is here. Dan's going to sit in Richard's seat. Richard, open your goodbye hamper live on the podcast.
Well, this is a
And don't
bag
try
for
not to
life.
shed a tear. Try not to shed a tear.
This is a bag for life from Portugal, by the way.
From Portugal. You
Survived many years.
Look at this guy. But Richard's edited all of my videos just about over the past
Oh, here we go.
however many years.
This is what I want. This is it. This is it.
What on earth is that?
What on earth is that?
It's Hiroko. Hiroko Sumi.
Oh, the camera won't be able to see that.
Delightful.
Fantastic. Japanese's best export, Hiroki Sumi.
Present number one.
It's all uphill.
It's a
The
bag
amount,
of
the
treats,
amount
this.
in here.
Is she?
Come on, Richard.
Oh, this is lovely. A nail buffer set
A nail buffer set.
from Zoe Lucas, the beauty wrestler.
The beauty wrestlers.
Oh.
Hey, Lucas. Nail
nice.
buffer set.
Oh, you'll need that.
Like on the Generation game or something now.
Let's give them a knee.
Got an absolute stack.
All right, Richard. Let's see what
Of
you've got for
media.
your go away presents.
Got a couple packs of stickers here.
Stickers.
Very lovely.
Oh.
Look at how excited he is.
I'm taken aback. Got an XPW DVD.
An XPW DVD.
Kurt Angle DVD.
A Kurt Angle shoot interview DVD.
TNA Impact, the game. Which is a very good game. I think this is an underrated game, you know. Not gonna lie.
What else, Richard?
DDP shoot interview. Eddie Guerrero DVD.
Oh.
Another shoot interview.
Who doesn't like Eddie Guerrero?
I like the amount of care and attention you went when people went around the office and put stuff in the bag.
No,
It's very-
no, not at all. This has been thought about for many
Also, for
months.
the audio listeners, the WWE Rival stickers, not
And
in
you really
outdated, but
thought
Jericho
about
and Punk are on them.
Carter
Sing it out, Fosters. Just to remind you of Newcastle and home.
Oh, I don't
Of
think I
course,
want to
you'll be
come
taking
back.
that in your suitcase, won't you?
And there's another one of my favourite wrestlers, ELP. Definitely.
ELP?
Oh.
Notoriously
Big
one of my
man.
favourite wrestlers. He's very good, though.
He's in a bag.
And another one of my favourite wrestlers.
It's a Hulk Hogan face. Richard's favourite wrestler.
Undoubtedly.
What's this present?
Oh, and the bandana
And a
as well.
bandana. Put it on, Richard. If there's one man who can pull it off, it's not Terence Bollea. It's Richard Tubman. I can't believe he's actually doing it on camera. This is going to live forever, this, Richard.
Yep.
You sure? He's put it
No,
on.
It's too small.
That's a
Unfortunately.
shame.
Otherwise, I'd be wearing it all day. Don't you worry.
It's gone a lot longer than I thought
I
it would
thought it was
do.
just a cardboard tube that you gave me there, but no, there is actually something
Oh,
inside.
yeah.
Oh wow, that is a.
It's a Goldberg kicking
no.
the air picture.
That's fantastic.
That's a Goldberg kicking the air picture.
Don't show that to Brett.
Maybe that is from the point of view of Brett. That's too much, isn't it? Anything else?
There's a couple more things.
Oh, there's a
in
couple
here.
more things.
Got
What's
a
that?
Roald Dahl VHS that looks like.
Right. Real.
And
Right, now this is Kendo Nagasaki's
Kendo Nagasaki.
autobiography, but it's signed by Kendo Nagasaki and it's
wow.
addressed to Richard. You never guess who it's addressed to. It's not addressed to you, it's addressed to Tom Campbell. Look at that, everybody. It's addressed straight to Tom, and Richard gets to take that to Japan with him.
wow, real.
So there you go, Richard. Thank you for your years of service. I mean, you're going to Japan, but he's still working for the company.
Yeah.
So.
Card in there as well.
Oh, there's a card.
Oh, there is. There's also a calculator and some dog treats, but I'll get the card out. This little card here.
How delightful. What does it say, Richard?
There's a big part crossed out, but it's a very nice little card there.
Signed by some people of the office,
Yeah.
but
Signed
not
by
everybody.
About, a fifth of the office. But it's very nice.
So that was a well worth segment we've done there. But there we go. Richard Tubman, goodbye.
Aye.
Goodbye? What?
That's right. The
Should
editor
we
of
just end the podcast now?
editor of the half-year award, of course, goes to
Richard
Dick
Tubman.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Owen's had a
Well,
strong year. No,
Yes, it's been lovely doing the podcast for this long. But I'm sure Dan will take over very nicely.
He will
for
do.
Yeah, that my way.
He's
And
already
beyond,
got,
maybe.
He's already got his feet under the table. What do you mean? You're not coming back?
I am coming back.
It's like an episode of EastEnders, this.
And if I come back, maybe I won't be on the podcast. So.
Oh,
That's a
Can we-
teaser to end, isn't it?
certainly is.
I feel like we should get Richard a real present.
Oh, what?
Oh, this is a real present.
Oh, the fox
There
is
you
a
go.
real
Yeah,
present.
take that away. So that was it for the half-year Culties. I'm
Fantastic.
gagging for a piss. I'm going to die.
Wow. Well, if that's what we get midway through the year, who knows what the end of the year will look like? That has been Jack Ross, our magnificent editor in charge,
Opening his presents.
Mr. Dick Tubman, who takes a Carlito sticker with him. Chavo Guerrero, looking for 5K from other wrestlers on Twitter. William Regal, stretching CM Punk. Shawn Michaels diving onto JBL. How long have these been around the office for? Jericho, those are
It's
Jericho.
not just Tat we found in.
And Mr. Kennedy, wrestling CM Punk. Wow, contender for the proper end of year Culties that we'll do in December. Please remember to like, subscribe.
Is it one of the ones that writes itself like a Robot Wars robot, like a Shremek?
Oh,
Did the camera get that?
Does DDP yoga?
No, it didn't. Right. Okay,
Oh.
I'll say. Look, this is a good way to end.
Go on.
Is that on camera now?
Remember to join us and watch this calculator to end it.
There?
Come for it.
There?
What are you showing?
Watch.
The Cultaholic.
Would you see the calculator?
I can see the calculator.
Oh, wow.
Join us.